Welcome back, Rock Raiders. This is Slugger, and today we are looking at sets 1274, 1275, 1276, and 1277, otherwise known as the Kabaya Promotional sets. This should be sweet. Founded in 1946, the Kabaya Foods Corporation made its debut selling caramel candies to a hungry Japanese market. Because of the destruction caused by the Second World War, sweet foods were a rarity in Japan at the time, so the company's popularity quickly took off. By the 1980s and 90s, Kabaya was gaining a reputation for its inclusion of popular toys along with its candies. From Transformers to Legos, Kabaya proved to be a hub of interesting toys with a unique collectability. The four sets that we are interested in today were released in the year 2000, less than a year after Rock Raiders first hit shelves. Unfortunately, they would prove to be among the last to bear the name. The first set is 1274, Light Hover. Jet makes a return here to operate a craft that seems tailored to lighting up a dark cave, perhaps to illuminate for larger digging machines. There is a clip on the back for the included buzzsaw, but what we don't get is a visible source of propulsion, leaving the craft looking a bit more like a toboggan than anything else. That being said, I like this one a lot. It fills a niche role and uses design principles from the retail sets, allowing it to blend into the mix quite well. The Chain Dozer, set 1275, is Bandit's land-based digging apparatus. Small enough to fit comfortably in the Rapid Rider, I could see Bandit traversing an underground waterway to deploy the dozer in a distant cavern. As a set, however, I think this is definitely the weakest of the four. A significant amount of the parts budget must have been spent on getting these rubber tires because the Chain Dozer features fewer pieces and zero prints when compared to its peers. While set 1276, Helicopter Transport, contains the same number of pieces, it ups the ante in the printing department by actually giving us an otherwise Tunnel Transport exclusive piece here. Docks commands this flighted craft, and it serves an identical function to the popular Tunnel Scout that sadly never saw release. I think this is a fine set, but the tiny propeller and awkward rear section bring it down a few notches. The last set, 1277 Drill Craft, brings the best elements of the Light Hover and Small Digger under one roof. Sparks is the pilot of this unique creation, and it shares the saw elements, headlamps, and visible lack of propulsion of the before-mentioned vehicles. It's cool to see another rare piece make an appearance here, and I have to say this is one of the stronger outings for Kabaya. These four sets make for an intriguing send-off to Rock Raiders. Even though Axel wasn't invited yet again, he had his work cut out for him, taking care of the larger vehicles on his own. The Kabaya promotional sets were released in a variety of packaging formats, including boxes and polybags and wait, what is that? Is that an alternate build? You may be shocked to hear this, but each Kabaya set had an official alternate build to go with it. Let's go through them now. The Light Hover can be transformed into something that I think we are supposed to assume can fly. Its purpose is definitely unclear, but it does showcase a few neat ideas in the construction, like using these arms as levers. The Chain Dozer can be turned into another Chain Dozer? The main build was already straining credibility, and the lack of pieces doesn't help matters here. Pass. The Helicopter Transport's alternate build is a bit more interesting than the previous two. Its repositioning of the propeller suggests that this is a high-speed vessel of the air, or perhaps the water. The alt build for the drill craft is undoubtedly the coolest, though. I find that these simple connection points towards the rear portray a captivating silhouette that may be worth revisiting in a future mock. Fair warning, if you thought it was crazy that each of these tiny sets featured an alternate build, then you may want to be sitting down for this next part. The Kabaya sets sometimes came in this 4-pack configuration, and the back of the cardboard shell contains a first for the Rock Raiders series. Official combiner models, 7 of them, with names! Here we go. If you combine the Light Hover and Chain Dozer, you get the Searchlighter, a small search and rescue vehicle that may be used for digging out trapped miners. Unfortunately, the weaknesses of the Chain Dozer rear their ugly head again, as pieces from the Light Hover have to do some heavy lifting here. The final result is essentially the Light Hover on wheels. Not a great start. The combination model using pieces from the helicopter transport and drill craft, however, is much stronger. The twin shooter is the result of this combo and features what could be an early warning scanner or perhaps the makings of a small laser weapon. The helicopter transport returns in this next one to be paired with the light hover in order to create the propeller cruiser. The tandem bicycle approach to the seating arrangement is welcome here, and the levers are used in an interesting new way. I feel like the rear half of this build lets down the promises made by the front half though, so this is probably an idea better realized with more pieces. The oddly named Force Riser is constructed by combining the Chain Dozer and Drill Craft. While it's hard to see this vehicle as anything other than a tool transporter, it does represent a more compelling use for the Chain Dozer pieces than its previous combiner. The Ground Hopper can be created with pieces from the Light Hover and Drill Craft. I regard these two as being the best of the Kabaya sets, so it only makes sense that their combiner build is equally strong, even if it does have a rather unique mode of mobility. The Rock Crusher probably has the most quintessential Rock Raiders name, and can be created by combining the Chain Dozer and helicopter transport. This design appears to be suited for getting a small digging machine somewhere in a hurry, but beyond that it doesn't have much appeal to my eye. The last combiner model is certainly the most ambitious and the most strange of the bunch, sporting an aptly bizarre name to boot. This Hot Air Pelican makes use of all the pieces from the Kabaya line to create a single vehicle large enough to carry all 4 Rock Raiders. I can't overstate how weird this thing is, and it's anyone's guess as to what it's supposed to be. Alright, that's it. We got through the last of the Rock Raiders alt builds. It's been a fascinating journey constructing and photographing them all from start to finish. Perhaps an awards show celebration is in order in some way. The Rock Raiders Kabaya sets are often regarded as weird, bad, or both. I'm gonna stick my neck out for them though. They do a lot with the extremely limited number of pieces, and at times the engineering is downright impressive. The fact that almost all 11 alternate and combiner models leave 0 spare pieces behind is something worthy of praise. The retail set alternate builds certainly cannot make that claim. While there are a few parts that aren't found anywhere else in Rock Raiders, most of the pieces used in the Kabaya models can be sourced from the retail sets. I do think these are worthwhile sets to build, but I wouldn't personally spring for sealed copies or anything, just part them out. If you already have the Kabaya sets in your collection, I highly encourage you spend a little bit of time checking out these alternate builds with them. They are fun to construct and easy to restore to their original setup. I've been your host, RR Slugger, and I hope to see you next time for some more high adventure deep underground.